What's going on, guys? Welcome to Civilization 5. It's time to start a new game. And actually, we're using mods again. I came up with a pretty cool game. I was just browsing the Steam Workshop and they added Wei, Wu, and Shu as playable civilizations. So we're going to be playing a 3-team deathmatch on a tiny Pangea map. I decided to go with Wei because their bonuses seemed the best to me. But basically all of them, except for, I want to say, Wu, get a bonus for taking other people's cities. So maybe that would have been an option as well, but I'm not really sure. And I just decided to go with Wei. It just seems like a good idea. But without further ado, let's actually just jump into the game and see what happens. This should be pretty cool. And then hopefully we also get to take a look at the unique units. Here we go. Okay, Tiger Rider has a combat bonus against wounded enemy units, and it replaces the Knight, so that sounds pretty awesome. And there's Bureau for the Talented. Replacement for the Garden provides plus 30% great person generation and plus 15 experience to all units. Can be built after discovering iron workings. Alright, begin journey. This is it. Alright, I have to say this is a pretty interesting start. We have 2 silver, some furs, we have a fair bit of desert apparently, but it does have fresh water, so this could really go any direction. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's no ocean anywhere. This is the only suitable spot really here, so this will be our capital. Luoyang. Luoyang. Alright, look at that. Citizen management, let's work that. So the stone actually does give some pretty decent food and a bit of extra production, which is great. And then we'll just, you know, get the silver and the furs as soon as we can. Let's see. What I'd like to know is if there's any horses nearby, but we definitely want a granary and a scout. I think the most important thing is this is a very big domination game. We want to figure out where the other civilizations are hiding and come up with a plan to take them out. Because if we don't take them out, then we will be the ones that are taken out. Alright, Grand Mesa, look at that. We also get 95 gold, which is not bad at all. Alright, here we go. What I'd like to do mostly is figure out where the ocean is, so that we know where to settle our next city. Although the Grand Mesa is looking pretty nice. Alright, we have a spearman now. That wasn't exactly part of the plan. I was hoping it would be something like culture or faith, but apparently not. Oh boy. Hello there. How are you doing, sir? Okay. So we found them already. They're probably very close to us. This is a very tiny map. Normally it's used for 4 players. But this time around we're only with 3, so maybe we should have a little bit of extra room. I guess we'll see. Look at that, we found them. So that must mean that Wu is over there. Because this is Shu, isn't it? Yep, it's Shu, okay. Alright, what's up, man? Some citrus there. So if everybody really is that close to each other, we really need to figure out where to get a next city and just lock that down as soon as we can. That is really important. Okay, let's grab that tile for the extra production. That should actually make kind of a difference right now. So let's just go ahead and do that. Pottery is done. Alright, Old Faithful. Look at that. There's 2 natural wonders already. I wasn't really expecting to see any of them, but there are 3 of them on this map, so we might actually have a shot at finding one of them and locking it down. Grand Mesa, I'm not super excited about that one. It's just a bit of production, some gold. Not super amazing. Old Faithful, slightly better in my opinion because of the happiness and the science. That's where the ocean is. Alright, so there might be another one like around here maybe. Making it a triangle? I guess we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and get... Let's see, we don't have a worker yet. Okay, let's start with animal husbandry, but we do want to get mining soon. because of the 2 stone that we have and the silver, obviously. So that should be an important technology to grab. Alright, just finish that monument. What we need most of all, really, is a worker to fix up some farms here and there. Alright, there we go. Ruins discovered. Alright, I'm just going to send the spearmen back home to defend the capital city for now. And I'm very curious to see how fast the other civilizations will open up their attacks. Look at that. Alright, so the population of our city has increased. I mean, that's always a good thing. Okay, keep going. I know that there is going to be... Alright, Bucharest. Or Bucharest, whatever you want to call it. We found them. They're in the game. They're a cultural city-state, so doing any missions for them will probably pay off in the long run. I'm going to go ahead and grab a worker. Seeing as we have no deer, we have no cattle. Or, no, wait, wheat, bananas, and deer. We have none of that. So, a granary would really only give us about 2 food. While a farm is going to give us, or worker is going to make, you know, a lot of farms for us, and that will pay off way more in the long run. At least that is my opinion right now. I wonder where Wu is. Or are, where the Wu are. Alright, there you go. Archery, mining. Yep, it's scrap mining. We're probably going to have to change some things around, seeing as this will be a domination game, and it's probably going to come down to a whole lot of combat throughout this game. Fire. Take them out. Alright, there you go. We probably will be seeing a lot of combat, so I will probably pick honor quite soon. Not immediately, obviously, that would be quite silly, but I will pick it up eventually, I think. Alright, ruins, so we're starting with tradition, as always. But I will at least want to grab the honor opener, which will give us culture for taking out our enemies. Look at that. That's good. We are going to see our second policy real soon. He's already scouting my territory. It looks like Wu has been given a whole lot of territory to himself, which isn't that fair. But okay. Garrison units cost no maintenance, so let's save some money here. I'm going to try to keep 1 unit inside of my cities at all times. Let's see if that'll work out. Some barbarians. Yeah, I would definitely say that he's got some land to himself. So I'm not really sure where he is. He could be anywhere. Archery, writing. Let's see. I don't think we need masonry for the stone, do we? We do. Alright, that's good to know. So masonry is probably a good idea for more... I want to say gold, but it could be production as well. But then obviously writing is also quite important for the stoneworks. That's good. Let's start with masonry. Let's just do that. So that we can at least get the stone, improve it a bit. I want to make sure that our city grows nice and strong. Seeing as there's not a lot of room, I haven't really seen any great spots for a new city. Probably somewhere over here. Seeing as there is some silk. The only other thing I've seen is citrus, but this is very close to... what's their face? Wei Shu. It's Shu, isn't it? Yeah, it's Shu. Okay, this is gonna be tough. For those of you that didn't know, by the way, I probably should have started the video by saying this, but all these civilizations are based, not focused, on the Chinese old civilizations. And let's see. All right, there's actually a lot of books focused on all these, you know, characters and civilizations, and they also play a very, very big part in the Dynasty Warriors games. There we are. So if you've never played Dynasty Warriors, you might not even know about them. I have played a lot of Dynasty Warriors in my day, so I sure do know about them, which is why I thought it was really cool that they were a part of their own mod. Alright, here we go. Yeah, this world doesn't seem tiny to me. It looks like there actually is a lot of space here. But this is pretty much the edge of the map. And seeing as there's tundra to the south of us, I would imagine that we are in the south or the south part of the map. Can't really go much further. Look at that. We actually have some silk as well. Alright, go. Let's see. Alright, so... this is a tricky one. Because I have half a mind to go with Calendar for the stoneworks and stuff like that. Or bronze working, because we can see iron, which is great. Statue of Zeus, that would be pretty cool as well. Or we could go writing and get more technology, which is probably the safer bet. I'll go with that one. That way we can grab a library after we finish our... yes. After we finish our granary. And we met, Wu. Alright, he has 2 ivory already. I don't know how he's done that. But at least we know that he exists. Hello. Okay, so he probably is somewhere over there. He could be... nope. He could be right here, actually, which would still make it a bit of a triangle. I would not be surprised if that is where he is. Alright, watch out for that barbarian. Keep working that tile for food. Alright, so at least we have a bit more food thanks to the farms. That's good. So we've all found one another. And I really, really wonder who will be kicking off the war. If they were to declare war on me right now... oh, this is not good. That's all I can do, really. If they were to declare war on me right now... oh, he already ruined my farm. If they were to declare war on me right now, then they would pretty much definitely be able to take me out, seeing as I have no armies and they all spawn with some armies. This is immortal difficulty after all. So I wouldn't be too surprised if that were the case. Alright, let's start working a settler. I just really want to make a settler as soon as I can, so we'll start work on that. Let's see. You should be safe, actually. If you go there, at least. Yeah, we definitely need to take care of these barbarians. This is already starting to get out of control. Meaning that we probably will want to get an archer or some other... there we go, extra production. That's good. An archer or some other type of military unit. We just gotta drive them out of here. Alright, writing is done. Now let's make them leave. At least we get some experience from this, which is welcome right about now. So what I'll do is I'll get archery now. So that we can get an archer to defend our lands. You're fine, don't worry about it. Just make sure that you fix up the farms. Little worker. Alright, fire. Finish them. And there we go. Budapest is looking for a great admiral. Of course they are. Barbarians are invading Bucharest. So we got Bucharest and we got Budapest in one game. That's nice and confusing. It's confusing in real life if you're ever visiting those countries, but now it's even worse. Yeah, I don't know where they are. How far could they really be? I mean, they're not over here, are they? Oh, wait. There they are. Chibi. Okay. That's cool. So at least we know where they are. And it looks like he really does have a lot of extra land to himself. If you ask me, that was a bad idea. I think he should have been closer to us. This feels like cheating. But at least I'll have my second city soon. What I want to do actually is go this way. Stonehenge. Alright. I'm going to send the scout back a bit. Now let's see. I kind of want to work that silver. And I want this spearman to check out some more land in this direction. So that we can see if there's any suitable spots for a second city. Because right now we're not too sure about where to go. There's some ruins there. I totally just passed up on those. Alright, there we go. A lot of extra production with the silver, so that's cool. If we ever need extra production, we know where to find it. Alright, go. Alright, that was a good move. We found their encampment. Their archer was instantly destroyed, which is very nice. And we have our settler now. And it's pretty clear that there's nothing good over here. There's just going to go all the way up there, which is silly. I will not be going all the way up there. Another option, of course, would be to go over here, or here actually, to get the citrus, the silver, some cattle, some wheat. But that would put me very, very close to Wu. Or is it Wei? Or is it Shu? Wait. This guy's Wu. Yep. So they are Shu. They covet my lands already. This is gonna be fun. Alright, keep them away from that worker, man. I do not want that guy to go down. Alright, so what we need to see is whether or not there's any good land pretty much in this direction. Got growth or money and happiness. You know what? Growth's looking good. Let's start with Monarchy. I have a much better feeling about that. Let's get the library. And you do nothing for now. We need to scout a bit more and just make sure that we find a place. We have found some iron. The borders have expanded, so we now have the furs. Let's get trapping for that purpose then. And let's see. I'm gonna need you to go over there. We found some ruins. That's cool. Alright, so there's pretty much nothing over there for the, okay. I just messed up. I really thought that he would be gone. So, this still looks like the best spot to me. It's still pretty far, and it's, like, out there, but closer to home. I don't think we're really going to find anything. There's lots of tundra, so it would have to be either sort of this location, which is also an option, but we would definitely need Petra if we go over here. And I don't want to go too close to Chengdu, so we got to be careful. I fire. So sorry, worker. It didn't have to be like this. Alright. Civilian was captured. I realize this. Alright, let's be very careful here. This might not be a terrible spot. There are some barbarians. I know that. So what we could do is settle here and focus on getting Petra. I think that the others won't really focus on that. They're not in the desert. This guy's one tile of desert, so he most likely will not be focusing on it. This guy probably doesn't have any desert, so it could be an option. Could be an option. There are some pretty good tiles nearby. Honestly, I would love to settle on this spot, but that's not going to happen. But this is probably the safer option. Alright, we'll go over there. That really is far safer. Now, where's my worker? We gotta retrieve him. We can't just leave him out there. Alright, keep going. Let's start off with shooting this guy and then have the scout finish it for the experience. There we go. Alright, you escort the settler. Alright, let's get some embassies. That seems fine. Jianye. Let's see. There's not really a super fast way to get anywhere. Alright, there you go. Almost there. So we're probably just gonna settle here. Grab the silk. Luo Yang has grown. That, I don't know why they would want to work that. There's no food there. Making it kind of a silly tile in my opinion. Spearman, go. Oh boy. Alright, let's go over there. Yeah, this spot actually seems very, very decent. Spearman. Alright, that's not the best of spots. Let's go over there, and you go with him. Research. Alright, so we have a lot of options for Petra. We would need... I mean, that's very late into the game. Let's see, it should be around here somewhere. Here we go, currency. So, it would make the desert spots really good, but it would take a pretty long time to get there, and then even then, there's no guarantee that we would be the ones to actually get it. So that definitely has me worried. And that's a reason for me not to get it. Alright, Spearman, keep going. Go with him. Borders of Luoyang have grown. It's a bit more food. Alright, looking good. Scout. Yeah, I totally just forgot that we... Did I really forget about this? That we had a worker? I mean, it was... That happened like 2 minutes ago, and I already forgot about it and walked away. I don't even know what I'm doing sometimes. Okay. I want to settle here. This spot. There we go. Alright, that'll be the spot. Let's get an attack in. At least we will be able to get some experience for the scout, which is pretty valuable as well, so totally fine with this. Let's get that archer that I've been talking about for protection. And let's see. Alright, you're good. So I'm going to settle in this spot. We got deer, we got horses, we got cattle, we got silk. We're going to get the bison, and we're going to get that cattle eventually as well. And we have a river, so I'd say it's a pretty okay spot. Alright, you need to run the heck out of there. Settle. Fun Cheng. Alright, and then all we gotta do is kill the barbarians and steal that worker, and we'll have a free worker. He probably belonged to either Bucharest or Wu, but I imagine that... Wait, it was Wu, wasn't it? Yes, Wu, Shu, Wei. Okay. That's nice and easy. Let's see. What I want over here is a granary. Because here we do have some deer. So that'll be worth it. And go. Alright, you definitely need to heal up as soon as possible. Fire at this guy. I definitely want him gone first and foremost. Because he's less predictable than this fella. Alright, and there you go. That is our second city. The wheel. Alright, somebody already surpassed me quite a bit in terms of culture. Which was to be expected, I guess. Alright, look at that. They're not super far away, but it's still quite far, not gonna lie. I think we found a pretty decent spot with this one. I guess we'll see where we're gonna get a third one. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this this video. Seeing as it is the first part of a series, I would really appreciate it if you could show some support in the way of comments and or likes, as that really helps me out. And also makes me extra motivated, so obviously you want to motivate me a little bit. Obviously, you do. And I'll be back soon with some more Civilization 5. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you later.